When I wake up and see daylight, I'm surprised to still be alive.
Because my weight is killing me.
Today's background colors were selected by our lovely community, and if you too would like to take part in the fun activities like this one, then consider subscribing. Thank you besties for playing along, and big shout out to Jarela for sending over this combination. Patrick is 42 and weighs 657 pounds at the start of his weight loss journey. He lives with Amanda, his wife, and Halle, his daughter. Amanda is also obese, and together they've been married 20 years, and Amanda tells us that his health has deteriorated through the years because of his weight. Okay, where do I begin? These are two obese individuals who were not at their current weights when they met and then got married. They were big already, but saw each other swell further to their current states. Why did they not stop themselves earlier? My very first thought of this couple was that this is a dysfunctional one. They enable each other for deeper reasons. Here, I'm going to speculate. Obese Amanda enables morbidly obese Patrick so that he will not leave her, and it is the other way around too. It feels like one of them losing weight will be the cue for the other one to leave, and if this is the case, the dependency is strong with this couple. And that's one thing that needs to be addressed with a therapist. But hey, I'm only speculating. And this is another thing that needs to be addressed as well with a therapist and might possibly even require inpatient care. As we learn of Patrick's childhood story, we also learn that everybody is obese in his family, and his father had a gastric bypass surgery done, but it failed. Okay. The father was a food addict too, and his addiction was never addressed. This is why the surgery failed, because he ate to the point where he stretched his stomach back. This entire family are slaves to food, and they enable each other. Listen, beasties, they all need God, Allah, Yahweh, Brahma, whichever supreme deity you believe in. No, seriously, they need help. Now, why does this part of Patrick's story matter? Because he is using it as a crutch to justify why he is the way he is. And by now, you do know how I feel about this type of people.
I'm unhappy being this big. If I don't lose weight, I feel like in a year or 2 years, it'll wind up killing me.
You don't say. You might never wake up the next time you take even a nap. Now, that's scary. To think that you may be one nap away from death. Yes, the fat acceptance zealots would tell you we all gonna die one day as a response to them losing some weight to extend their lives. It is true that we are all going to die one day, and it is also true that I could be a nap away from death as well at my current healthier weight. Death shows up when she wants. But scientifically speaking, you're more of a ticking bomb when you're this fat. And ticking bombs do blow up as soon as the countdown has expired. To come back to Patrick, he doesn't like himself this big, yet he is the one who in a single day stuffs his face with enough food to feed an entire village. Okay, I'm exaggerating, a neighborhood. I didn't guesstimate his caloric intakes because all that he had was just plain disgusting to see. I mean, it is disgusting to see anyone eat so much food, and it is not any better when it is morbidly obese individuals who do it. They eat as if there is no tomorrow, or as if all the food would run out if they wouldn't eat it. No wonder they usually compare to pigs, because pigs do eat anything and everything. I listen to true crimes content sometimes, and they sometimes talk about killers who dispose of bodies in their pig farms. They do the deed and just throw the victims' remains to the pigs, and the pigs eat it all, plus the milk and whatever filthy good they're in. Yikes. But yeah, that visual is what comes to mind when I see morbidly obese individuals enliven themselves slowly with food like that. What can I say? I have an imaginative mind. But yeah, I don't know how some people can watch this disgusting madness for hours. Food is so abundant that you become its slave. That's first world's problem, beasties. Patrick and Amanda make it to the first appointment with Dr. Now, and it's revealed that the man has had diabetes for 5 years. Like, dude, you have diabetes and you're still eating the way that gave it to you in the first place? What are you waiting for? Having a limb amputated before you get a reality check? And the wife supports this madness? Well, actually, she not just encourages it, she fuels it. Like, does he have a stash of money that he's hiding somewhere that she's pushing him to the grave sooner to have access to? Please, I'm genuinely asking. Charlie in the whale did have lots of money saved for his daughter, and he would not use it to even save himself. So, I'm genuinely asking here. I don't trust the guy to come even close to losing a quarter of that. All he does is eat till he passes out. And listen, we have a glance of one of his meals after seeing Dr. Now. It looked like scrambled eggs with deep fried bacon stripes. Look, you can eat those and still lose weight, yes? And I wrote an article on how I lost 7 pounds of fat eating junk food only. You can find it in the description below. So it is doable, but I would not recommend it, especially not to someone this size and who already has diabetes. Porca puttana, Patrick, Amanda, che fate qui di preciso? Bacca. Patrick is full of it. He makes all possible excuses as to why he fell off the diet plan after a month. Life happens, I get it, but you also decide how you react to it when it does. So he got an extra month to lose 130 pounds instead of 100 pounds in 2. And I'm going to be the bigger person here and admit that I was wrong. I said he would not lose a quarter of 100 pounds, and he did and more. At the second appointment with Dr. Now, he had lost 40 pounds. It's still very far from the 130 pounds or even the original 100 pounds he was supposed to lose, but Dr. Now gives him a second chance, another 2 months to lose 100 pounds. He didn't. He gained some weight instead, and the reason for it is because Patrick is lazy. He let it known in the first appointment with Dr. Now that he does not exercise because then he will have to get on his feet, and the man loves and prefers being on his bum. He makes no effort with his diet either, and for someone who already has diabetes for the last 5 years and keeps on the same track as the one that led him to diabetes, it is shameful. And Amanda is no better. They're both useless and wasteful because their presence on this show closed the door to someone else worthier of this help, and that is despicable. I ended up crying. Like, seriously, his bull manure was handed to him in a silver platter, and by the way he reacted, like I said, he cried. It's safe to assume that no one has ever been as straightforward and blunt with him as Dr. Now was with him at that appointment. And that happened in front of his wife and daughter. Now, that's a way to humble a man real quick. Kicking him in the nuts in front of his wife and kid. Well, it worked because he lost enough weight to be approved for weight loss surgery afterwards. At least provided that he will continue to lose weight 30 pounds precisely. Don't sweat it because he did not. He is given another 30 days to lose 30 pounds and the surgery is cancelled. At the end, after losing 27 pounds, Patrick received the weight loss surgery and, well, it wasn't, in my opinion, the right call. Patrick's father had the surgery before and it failed because he couldn't stop himself from eating until he got sick and ended up 6 feet under. Patrick himself has demonstrated time and time again in the episode that he cannot stop himself from overeating and eating the wrong foods. So chances are very high that this surgery was another waste. I mean, so far in this season, we've had a man-child who refused the surgery because he knew deep down that he would blow it if he were to get it. A focused man would turn the surgery down but proved to everyone that he could do the work without the help of the surgery. And then, this guy. I have no trust whatsoever in him making any type of progresses and keeping the weight off. He is more likely to follow on his father's steps and I would love to be proven wrong, but only time will tell. Man, take Amanda and throw her away. She is not good for his health and will more likely be the driving force for Patrick being a bariatric surgery receiver failure down the road. That sentence did not sound like proper English, did it? But hey, I'm fluent in broken English. I think the episode was shot and edited to make the audience feel pity for Patrick. But guess what? It did not faze me. On the contrary, I wanted to smack him on the head almost every time. He doesn't want to do what it takes to save his own life and believes that weight loss surgery is the magic wand that he needs to solve his weight issues. He wants others to solve his problems. But, dear Patrick, your life is yours to save and unless you do it, no one is going to come and do it for you. Why he wasn't prescribed therapy at all is beyond me. Dr. Now did have Patrick's chart. When you go see a doctor for the first time, you're given paperwork to fill out so the physician who will work with you will have some history about you. This is how he knew that Patrick had had diabetes for 5 years from that point. If Patrick filled the forms honestly, it should have shown on there too that he is a food addict with possibly other mental disorders. Instead of helping the guy as he should have been, with lots of therapy in conjunction with weight loss, Dr. Now kept bending the knee and eventually even pushed Patrick for weight loss surgery. And I do believe that the goal in this episode was not to care for the participant, but rather push weight loss surgery on him, even knowing very well that he was not ready for it or did not even qualify. Now, that is very unethical, shameful, and medical malpractice. One might say, well, they're the ones paying for it, and they will have a point, but someone is still being paid directly for each of those surgeries, and this episode was a money grab at the expense of a participant. It is just a matter of time until Patrick eats himself back to his original weight and more, and possibly even dies from it.